Hey guys, Jona here. This week I'm in the Netherlands looking for tools. I'm on a tool hunt to find quirky, interesting tools, and I thought I'd start off at Praxis.
I always love a trip to the Netherlands, and yet again, it really didn't disappoint. Let's see what's coming up. I showcase shadow foam to a friendly shop owner.
So the good thing is I can take that piece of foam out and then recut it.
I have fun with a cool rotating laser, and I check out some of the most expensive hand tools I think I've ever seen.
What's the price on something like this?
But first, we are in the Netherlands, so flowers.
That's something a bit different, isn't it? A rose vending machine. You know you're in Holland, the capital of flowers and growing flowers. I thought it would be poppies over here though, but there you go, look at that. How cool is that? And it's flipping massive. Look at the size of this thing. Get yourself a bunch of flowers out of a vending machine. That's pretty cool. So all of the flowers like diagonal down into like a water pool in the middle. Love it, cool, right. Hopefully that's a sign of things to come. Let's go and have a look in the store. I've not seen this lineup before. Worx Maker X. These things work off the full-size batteries, but you have like an adapter, and then they run on like a little wire. You've got like a little Dremel. You've got a limp stool. Looks like a little 3D pen, like a little 3D print pen. Yeah, they're new. Worx, you see a lot more of this brand Worx in Europe. Not so much in the UK, although you can get it if you search for it. That's different. A 5-in-1 baseline saw, one handle, 5 saws. That's a bit of a mad one, isn't it? Just a single wing nut, just holding on by a wing and a prayer, literally. By a wing nut and a prayer, that saw's holding on. Don't think I'm gonna get that, but that is pretty weird looking, isn't it, in terms of tools? That's a bit more like it. That's a little bit like a Silky Boy. Sencys is like, it must be their home brand. It's never a bad thing to have another folding saw. And for 13 quid, the Silky Boy is about 40 euros. I think I got mine for about 30, maybe 32. So 12 quid for a folding saw, nice and compact. Feels quite weighty in the packet. I think we get that. I think these screw removers have been around for a long, long time, but they've got a whole rock of them here. Pretty cool. I mean, they are handy, but the last couple of times I've tried them, these have been cheaper steel than the screw, and they've just stripped out. But there you go. Oh, there's a dog in here. Right, let's keep going. So the Praxis Megastore is pretty mega in terms of baths along the back wall, height and scale. It's a massive place, but there's not very much that I've not seen before. I got 1 or 2 items from here, so it's not a bust, but I think we can go and have a look in a few other shops in Netherlands. Let's go and see what we can find.
Now, before we go on to the next tool shop, let me tell you about this video's sponsor, Huel. Now, Huel are pretty well known for the milkshakes, because I've had a lot of those in the past, but did you know that they have their new Huel Hot and Savoury Pot? These noodle pots are really great when you're on the go and you've not got much time, because they're nutritionally packed with 26 vitamins and minerals and 22 grams of protein. So if you're monitoring your macros, this is a great option to fill you up. I'm gonna try out the katsu curry flavor, which is a new one on me today, and it only takes a few steps to have it ready to eat. So all you do is peel back the lid, pour in boiling water up to the fill line, and then give it a quick stir, leave it for 5 minutes, and then it is ready to go. Let's give it a taste. That is proper tasty, and I can tell you now, that's gone to quite a nice consistency and really tasty noodles. If you're interested in trying Huel's Hot and Savoury Pot, click the link below and use the code Jona to get £10 off your first order over £60. But now I'm fed and watered, let's get on to the next tool shop.
Next up is Gamma, slightly smaller hardware store, but not too far away, wasn't much of a drive. Hopefully, a few bangers in here, let's go and have a look. Always like looking at the home brand stuff, because sometimes you get some cheap but marvellous creations that they've kind of put their name on. But you just never know what you're going to find, so worth just having a look through. They've got Zollstocks, but they're just plain white ones. I've got a couple of plain white ones, and that's enough for me. If they've got a printed name on them, I'm quite happy to get one added to the collection, but these are quite nice, these really slim bolsters. I've only seen these in Belgium and Netherlands, and I've already got one of these though, but it must be like a different style choice that they have over here. Super, super slim line. Maybe that's for to have it in your pocket or something. This was a cool tool that I've picked up once before. It's like a little pin punch for knocking the heads of nails in a bit deeper, but it kind of rotates. You've got 2 different sizes. And I bought it thinking it was plastic, but actually full steel this. Pretty decent, and it's got a 1/4 inch bit driver in the end as well, so Quite happy with that when I picked that up. 15 euro, so about 13 quid or something. And then next to it, we've got a chisel. It's kind of got like a serrated side to it. It's got like a bit of a picture or something here, but I can't work out what it is. It's got an angled blade in the end, serration there, sharpened edge. I'm looking for a clue. There's no clue, but it's interesting. It's got a through tang. That might be in the realms of a quirky tool. I think I'll get that. The oprumming can only mean the clearance section. And they've got some skill. And I've got some skill. I don't have the fan. I don't know if I need the fan. I'm pretty sure that's a slightly upgraded drill to the one I've got. The thing that caught my eye is this. I'm pretty sure this is the screwdriver that I saw at the Eisenwarenmesser show with the rotating head electric screwdriver. It's in the clearance section and it looks a little bit bruised and battered, but there's no sticker on it. So hopefully it's 35 or up to 50% off, because that might be a good price. So I'm going to take that to the till and find out what the price is. I'm always on the lookout for a new toolbox, and that is a new toolbox. We don't have that one. I wouldn't mind the rolling one, but let me take what we can get. That's interesting. Digital line laser level from Skil, about 30 quid. The thing with Skil is it's a much more budget friendly tool brand. You don't see it as too much in the UK. I think they've got a few bits of Skil in Screwfix. This thing, it's got like a wall mount system, magnet on it, projector laser along the wall. Interesting little thing. I mean, to be fair, I've already found this. I'm hoping I can get a pretty good deal on this rotating screwdriver because it's not here. So I'm guessing it went on clearance. That's the last one too, means it must be interesting, must be popular. Let's get it. That's a pretty interesting looking thing. Like a folding lamp situation. 60 euro, it's not bad, is it? Quite a cool little design that, it all folds down. And then like a little compressor. Got a few interesting bits. Definitely more than you usually see. And obviously they're at that DIY level. But I think the toolbox and the laser is a good pickup. Have a look at the old Einhull lineup. Look very similar to the Skil, don't they? Same kind of budget level, really. Little belt sander. I tell you these, I've got one of these, but it's wired. And just get to those hard to reach to sand places. Perfect. That's pretty cool too. Got the old hot glue gun. Right, so I got some great picks from Gamma, and that Skil screwdriver ended up being €25.64, down from about €48.99, so nearly half price. Pretty happy with that. Got the toolbox as well. Let's see what other tool shops we can find. So I did a bit of Googling and I found this independent tool store. It's called Handelsonderneming de Vos. And the reviews look good, and I'm gonna get inside and find some tools. All about independent. Let's see what we can find. This is interesting to see some Milwaukee pack out accessories I've not really looked at before. Like a floodlight, battery light, and a little bit of storage in there too. That's interesting. That's pretty cool actually. So you can put a battery in there, it'll power the light, and it's M12. So you put an M12 battery in, clip it down. You can charge like a phone in here, so it's like a waterproof place to charge your phone, USB-C or USB. And then you've got the floodlight on the top, and then the handle clips in, so it's nice and flush. The M12 pole, and then this must be like a bigger version of it. Got a light on the back, one on the side, one on that side. It's like go gadget, this thing. And then the cooler box. This is a proper versatile stack setup. Now Beta Tools is a very familiar brand to me because Warnell Fasteners and Fixings, which is like my local independent tool store, they have loads of Beta stuff, and it's pretty good stuff. Matt Armstrong's just been fully kitted out with a full Beta setup. They're an Italian brand, mainly around like racing and motorsport to be fair, but everything I've had from them has always been really nice handles, all nice and solid, nice quality, and they look smart as well. Beta Tools, they've got something about them. This Beta model here, it's got like an anodized orange handle, it's really solid, really nice. A little bit sun faded this one, but the knife will be good inside. And that's maybe they don't sell it anymore because I bought mine a long time ago. I'll fish it out when I get back to the UK. I'll fish it out, and then this is my updated one. This is quite interesting. I'm not quite sure what this is for. Maybe like threading, looping through. It's like a bit of a needle on a knife or something. Like a brad awl maybe, similar to a brad awl or an awl, you know, for popping holes through stuff. I don't think I need an awl really, but that one though is a classic utility knife. super compact little kit with 11 nut spinners or sockets that go into this, from 5.5mm up to 14mm. That is really nice. I've got a couple of these. That one there is actually called Ultra Compact. Tiny little ratchet driver and then an extension. That is really compact, isn't it? So these are like fully round, that's a rounded off cap head. And then this is, the premise is it's a hex driver, but it's got like these little sharp, like little teeth that bite into it, even though it's round up. It says up to 80% rounded off. I can feel that still locking on. And then the same thing with the combination spanner, but it's, is that your normal? Yes, that's your normal 12-point combination spanner, which won't work. And I'm guessing this is the one with the extra design on it. Wow, that's cool, that does lock on. It doesn't look too much different, does it?
No, no, no. You always see it at the sockets.
Yeah, yeah. Ever so slightly different.
Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's a normal one there, you can see. That is just literally going nowhere. And that's a 12-point too. So a lot of the airlines that I've worked with don't allow 6 kind of point spanners. They'll only allow these 12-point ones because they're less likely to round off a nut. But that there is not going anywhere. Whereas this one, although it doesn't look much different, it's locked onto that really well. That's cool. Is that what I think it is? A really nice extending ratchet. I've seen a couple of cheap ones. I've never seen a good quality expensive one. There's a Facom 3/8 with that really fine adjustment, but you pull that back and then it extends to get a lot more torque. That is really cool. That's got a really nice mechanism to it. Really feels solid. Never seen this style before. It's like a square bar rather than the round bar. ½ inch is even better maybe. What a cool little tool that is. That is a very quirky, interesting tool. I'll be getting that.
This is also a nice one, but also over here.
Wow. Wow, that's cool. I do like that when you can have it as a normal screwdriver, but then also turn it into like a T-handle. Is that ratcheting as well, is it?
Yes.
Do you sell that separately or is it just in this kit?
This is a one kit. It also in an half inch.
Yeah.
And it's the 1/4 inch with special ratchet.
Rather than having to try and get that movement in tight spaces, you just twist the handle and it'll tighten up. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yes.
And you've obviously got the bigger ones as well, up to 3/8. That is a cool item, and then a ½ inch one too. Oh, there's a few good bits there, isn't there? Ooh, I think the 1/4 inch bit driver is the right decision on that one, because I think that'll be more useful, because you can put a socket on a 1/4 inch bit driver as well. So I think that might be the another little tool to get as part of our tool hunt. That's cool as well, isn't it? That's for kind of getting down into engine bays and really awkward to reach places. So you kind of put your 3/8 driver on there, and then if you turn that, this is turning. You can just get to some really awkward spots with those. But I don't think I need one of those either. I think I've got a good few picks there. So the 3/8 ratchet, the 1/4 inch driver, and the little Beta knife. I've already got this knife. This is from a while ago, isn't it? This is like been sold by Beta for a long time. I think I had this about 15 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorite knives. Look at these down here, brass tools. I've never seen them in person. I've seen them in catalogues. What's the price on something like this? Few hundred?
Yes.
These are anti-sparking tools. So if you're on an oil rig, you cannot have a spark at all, can you? So you have to have brass tools. And then you can see, look at that thing there. That's like a 3/4 inch ratchet driver, and then a brass hammer, and I'm not even sure what the other thing is. Full 3/8 socket set there, all in brass. But have that on your mantelpiece with all your other classic bits of brass.
700 euros.
700 euros. But it could save your life if you're on an oil rig and you need to do some work and you cannot risk having a spark.
The building is going on fire. It's more expensive.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong. Some work gone into that. That's lovely, that is.
500 euros.
500? Right, wow. That's a bit of a bargain on that. And then that's the torque wrench. So that's interesting, isn't it? So when you're tightening up a nut, this is just gonna, like the amount the metal's distorting is turning this to give you like a Newton meter reading. Just a purely mechanical torque wrench. Most torque wrenches are mechanical, but purely like using the kind of tensile strength of the material to tell you the torque. That's cool. Thank you for showing us those. That's really fascinating. Even Milwaukee have got this European style of level. But look at this, it's got like little drill guides in it as well. little holes to help you figure out what drill size you've got. Another little Milwaukee tool I've not seen before. Oh, I like that. Now I've got the same one from Empire, so I'm guessing Empire have made this. My one looks very, very similar to this as well. Same aluminium profile on the sides. Another tool we've not seen in the UK from Milwaukee. There's loads of stuff over in Europe we don't get. That's cool. I might have to get that. That's a memento from the trip. I collect folding rulers from all over the world. So whenever we can find one. This is a bit cheeky, so you don't have any of these that I can buy, do you? Because we do, on our channel, we have this where we do little bundles of 5 for our viewers. I think I would need 6 in total, because then I can do the little giveaway for the viewers. Wow.
My last one.
Amazing, amazing. Well, it'll be a lovely little video. We'll put a link to your store. I've never seen that before. Look at that, Facom, little light, it's like the ergonomic grip handle pen, plus one of the, kind of an example of one of the earliest Facom designs. And we've got 5 of the spanners, 5 of the pens. If you want one, drop a comment down below this video. There's a conversation all about tools below this video, so get involved. I do read all the comments and I reply to as many as I can. So get a comment down there and then you'll be entered into a giveaway, and make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, you won't miss any of our future videos, and then you'll be entered in to win one of the coolest little novelty giveaways I think we've ever done. So don't miss out on that. What was your name again?
Ramon de Vos.
Ramon de Vos. Thank you very much, Ramon de Vos. That was amazing.
No,
let me pay you for all this stuff now.
no, only the tools. The
tools.
This is free.
Amazing. Oh, thank you. Before I go, I wanted to show you, this is my tool bag that I have in my van at all times. And I just thought I'd show you because then you can see what the shadow foam looks like.
You have the nice bag, I think.
Facom, I love this bag. It's compact, isn't it?
Yes.
But I've fitted a lot in here. So we have like shadow, this is the foam. So essentially you just cut round the shapes, peel back the foam, and then you can create your own organizer. And you can see there's like 3 layers in here.
Really
It's like
cool.
a pretty comprehensive tool kit. It's kind of everything you need really. But the problem is I'm always finding new tools that I want to add into it.
Yeah.
So the good thing is I can take that piece of foam out and then recut it, and then
Oh, you need a bigger bag.
maybe, yeah. I try and avoid a bigger bag because it's got to fit in my van somewhere, but
Very nice.
yeah, Zippo.
Very nice.
Yeah. I developed this 12 years ago, the multi-layered foam.
Oh, yes.
And you literally can just peel back the layers, and it's very, very simple. And the foam in here would be about 10 euros. It's very, very cheap, so you can kind of afford to switch it out and whatnot, yeah.
Very nice, very nice.
And it's representing Facom, which I thought you'd like that because
yes, of course.
yeah, Facom's not as common a brand in the UK. You don't see Facom as much, but obviously they're owned by Stanley Black & Decker, so you can get them.
Yeah.
We have vans driving around and you can get Facom. If you know where to look, you can get some good Facom stuff. So
For in your car,
yeah,
nice smell.
that's like a collectible in itself, isn't it? Amazing. Thanks again, I really appreciate it. So there we go, that is the 3rd store, and it just shows you it's always worth shopping independent, having a look at the smaller local stores. But let's get back to England, get back to the workshop, and I can talk you through my top finds from the Netherlands. Let's get back. Right, so back from the Netherlands, what a trip, and loads of great tools. I'm very, very pleased we found that independent professional tool shop, because I think up until that point it was a little bit of a bust. I don't think I had too many items, but I did have a couple from Praxis, a couple of bits from Gamma, but it was that independent tool store that really kind of delivered, and I found some amazing stuff. And I've got a top 10 quirky tools from the Netherlands to show you. So we're going to start off with my tool pickups from Praxis. This is number 10 on the list. So number 10 on the list is the first and only tool I picked up from Praxis, and that is a folding saw, or as they call it, the old Scie Pliable. And it felt like it had a good bit of weight to it in the packet, but always happy to have another folding saw, and this does feel like quite a decent one. And it's just nice to have one of these in sort of like an emergency preparedness kit, or kind of just tucked away in a bag as a backup saw. You can't really use it as a pad saw, it's a little bit too wide to be honest, but maybe in a pinch you can. But I quite like these for kind of an emergency preparedness kit, having a saw. Instead of having a big axe, which takes up a bit more room, you can just have something like that, which is pretty cool. And it wasn't expensive either, 18 euros, about 15 quid for a nice solid folding saw. I thought it was pretty good, but that was the only tool I got from Praxis, but I also picked up some sweets from there. They kind of look like fisherman friends,
but in a packet. The other thing that stood out from Praxis was they had this big flower vending machine outside the front of the store, which is the first time I've seen one of those. Always on the lookout for quirky and unusual things in the stores that I visit. So I picked up some of these. They're called Red Band Original. They look the same as a Fisherman's Friend on the outside, similar colour, and I'm opening it up. I can see it kind of smells similar to a Fisherman's Friend as well. And eating it, it is a Fisherman's Friend, but it's a red band. I don't know. Let me know in the comments, you're a fan of Fisherman's Friends. They're one of those weird little sweets that just turn up every now and then. And someone will offer me one, and I'll go, you know what, I'll have one. I do like those. And then you're thinking, do I like those? I'm not quite sure. So that is the sweets, tasted and tested. That is my number 10 pickup from the Netherlands. What am I doing with them? Well, as always, they're going into a tool case. And I did pick up a Skil tool case. Now, I've had Skil tools in the past, and I knew Skil had a modular system, but I've never had one because you can't get it in the UK. It was nice to pick one up at Gamma. I found this. And as you'd expect, we do have a shadow foam insert for it. And I was going to go for red, but then I remembered that Netherlands have got quite an affinity with the colour orange. Their football strip is orange, and I think that comes from William of Orange. So I thought we'll go for orange. And as always, our shadow foam inserts fit perfectly inside this. So if you're in Europe and you've got a Skil system and you want some shadow foam, head over to shadowfoam.com where you can get inserts that perfectly fit in 30mm or 50mm in 9 different colours, including orange. So as we go through, I'm going to be laying out my top picks from the Netherlands, and at the end, I'll cut them all into the foam, show you how easy it is to organise your tools with shadow foam. That's number 10. Let me show you number 9. Right, number 9 on the list, we're getting into the bag of stuff from Gamma, and we're on to not just a Skil toolbox, but a Skil tool. You don't see much in the way of Skil tools over here. Skil have got a few power tools at Screwfix, but other than those, I've not seen any others. So it's nice to see some of their more quirky tools. This is the digital line laser level from Skil, and it was €36, so about 30 quid. Most lasers are running a level laser line, whereas this you can set to any angle you want. It's got a magnetic mount here, but that you can screw to a wall. Sometimes working in an old building, you don't need something level, you need it to look level, which can be more important. So with this, you'd mount it on the wall and you can set the laser line to whatever kind of angle you want. You've got this guide here to set it. The magnet's not very strong, I can say that. The one thing I would have expected is a much stronger magnet. It really does struggle. It's only staying attached with a very, very mild magnet, which I think they could have improved on that. But a handy little tool, I think, for especially, like I say, working on older projects where you need to run a line that isn't level. I thought quite a cool thing, and nice to see some different tools from Skil. When I was at the Begiri Denmark show, they had some interesting stuff, and another piece of interesting stuff there from the Netherlands. So that's number 9. Let me show you number 8. Number 8 on the list is another item from Gamma, and it is a Stanley Fatmax wrecking chisel. Now, I've got a load of different chisels, but I don't have one like this. This is unique in its nature because it's basically designed for striking not just on the top like a normal chisel, but also on the side. This is like a carbon steel wrecking chisel. It's got like a bit of a toothed section here. It's got a slight angle on the tip, and you can strike the back of it here. So you can kind of use this a lot more aggressively for breaking things apart. It says that it's designed to be used as a bit of a spoke shave as well, so you can drag that across a workpiece, remove an edge like you would with a spoke shave essentially. So pretty interesting item, nice and solid, great reviews on this. Everyone who's got it has said it's a great addition to their toolkit. That's why I picked one up, because I think it'll be a great addition to my toolkit. And that is number 8. Let me show you number 7. Number 7 is our last item from Gamma before we get into our professional tool shop stuff. And this is another tool from Skil, but I would say better, not only better than the laser measurer, which I got from Skil, it's also a bit of a bargain, this one. I always check out the clearance section. This was marked up at €38. When I got it to the till, it came down to 24, which is about 22 quid. And this is a tool I tested out at Eisenhower Messe, which is Europe's biggest tool show. If you want to check out that video, it's up here. And I had a look at the Skil electric screwdriver, and particularly this model, which is the Twist 2.0. And essentially what makes this different is it's a nice powerful electric screwdriver, similar to the other one from Skil that we've looked at, but this one has got the rotating head, which just makes it a little bit easier to get around corners. You don't have the full trigger grip, twist action. You know, some of these screwdrivers will move into a pistol grip. The Ryobi one does that, but this one is a little bit more, I'd say, considered. The end of it just slightly adjusts to where you need it. So great little pickup, that one, and a bargain, and it came in a nice case with a whole bit set as well, which is pretty cool. But for me, I'll just put the screwdriver itself in the liner, and I think that is definitely a great tool. So that is the last item from Gamma, and Gamma and Praxis were both great shops, and I did enjoy looking around them, but a lot of the brands they had and they stocked are brands I've seen before. So most of the tools I'd seen before, there wasn't anything too unusual, but obviously I found some cool bits. But as we were sat outside Gamma, I thought there's got to be some other tool shops around here, some smaller, independent, professional grade tool shops, and that is where Handelsonderneming de Vos came in clutch. I think I've butchered the name of that, but it was an amazing little store hidden away in a business park, and that is where our top 6 tools came from. There's an absolute legend who was running the shop, and we've got a full bag of stuff and some of my favorite tools of all time I think I've picked up in this store, so it's pretty cool. So let's start off with number 6. Now, number 6 on the list is courtesy of the shop owner, Ramon de Vos, and he was an absolute legend. He showed me around the store, and he showed me a few of his favourite quirky tools as well, which really helped and set us up with some absolutely great stuff. But number 6 on the list is not only a really cool tool, but also it's courtesy of Ramon de Vos. He gave me 6 of these, 1 for my tool collection and 5 for a giveaway. So the first item is this little Keyring adjustable spanner. This is from Facom, and it's their original design for adjustable spanner. So it's it's really solid, this thing. It's like quite a heavy keyring, but quite a practical and usable keyring. And as I say, he didn't just give me 1 for me, which is in the number 6 spot. He also hooked us up with an extra 5, which was amazing. I didn't expect that, but he had a quick look at the channel, and then he was all on board then. He went and got 5 of the keyring adjustables, but it didn't stop there. He also gave me a piece of Facom merch, and it's one of their pens. This thing is kind of styled on the Facom classic screwdriver. I've got one of them here, and really nice screwdrivers, nice grip, and as you can see from the pen, it's kind of styled on the same thing. And again, he didn't just give me 1 for my collection, he hooked us up with an extra 5 for the giveaway. Where is the other one? There it is. So if you want to get involved in this giveaway, it's dead simple. We keep all of our giveaways dead simple on this channel. So all you've got to do is drop a comment down below. Any comment is entered. Just let me know, is there any of these tools stand out to you? What would be your favorites? Make sure you subscribe and click the bell icon so you get notified for any of my future videos. You're not going to want to miss out some of the tool hunts I've got coming up. And also, while you're down there, it'd be a big help if you click the hype button. That's YouTube's new feature to tell YouTube that this video is one to watch. And if you do those things, you'll be entered, and we draw the winners out over on the Shadow Foam channel. So get involved, get your comments down below. But that is number 6. Let me show you number 5. Number 5 on the list was a relief to find, to be fair, because I spent the time in Praxis and Gamma looking for one of these, but I found it in the professional tool store, and that is a Zollstock. He actually didn't have one on display, but I asked Arman if he had one of these, and he went and had a look in his store, and he found this one here, Profitech Diamant. So I think it's like a diamond cutting company, but it is a Zollstock from the Netherlands, collected as part of the journey, which is really exciting to me. We're not far away from the big 100, and I have got an exciting plan for that, so that is quite a nice pickup. I was very pleased to find one of those. There's not too much explanation needed for this. It's a 2-meter plastic Zollstock. You know how I like these folding rulers. A nice one to the collection. Number 5 on the list, and let me show you number 4. Number 4 on the list is another classic item that I tend to look out for, and that is a utility knife. But this one is from Beta, which is an Italian racing brand, and this had probably been sat on the shelf for some time because you can see how faded the packaging is, but I was happy to find this because I already had one, but it's a very old one. I picked this up, I'd say, about 16, 17 years ago. This is one of my very first tools, or high quality tools, in my toolkit from a little shop called Warnhill Fasteners and Fixings that stocked Beta, and it was one of my first really good quality utility knives. It's got like an anodized body, nice orange colour, and it's just been a trusty little tool for me. So when I saw one on the shelf, even with the old faded packaging, I thought it's nice to have a brand new spare for maybe a future toolkit that I build. And all the other items that I've talked about, or anything else upcoming, I'll put links for everything I can find as well in the description, just to make it that little bit easier. If any of these catch your eye and you want to get one. But that is number 4. We're into the top 3. Let me show you number 3. Number 3 on the list is another Facom tool. We couldn't have the Facom giveaway and not have a Facom tool. And this thing is a 3/8 socket driver, but a really, really good quality one. Firstly, it's a very fine tooth ratchet. You can hear the quality of it. All the Facom tools I've ever had have always been really, really high quality, and this is no exception. But what kind of made it stand out to me is it's also a very high quality extending 3/8 ratchet. Now, if you've ever seen the tool panel behind me, one of my tools that made this list of my favorites was the 1/2-inch Connects version. This was from Germany. One of the critiques of it really is that the idea is fantastic. It's definitely very quirky. Obviously folds down into a much more compact form factor, but you can extend it and give you a lot more kind of torque. However, it is a little bit on the janky side. The Facom one though is not janky at all. This thing is really solid. It's got a square shaft, so there's no movement in it at all. It also has a swivel head, a really fine tooth ratchet. It's just a great quality 3/8 socket driver. So I think that thing is absolutely great. Nice addition to my toolkit. For now, it's going to go in this insert as one of my top. That could have easily been my top pick, but I did find 2 other bangers. So that's number 3. Let me show you number 2. Number 2 was an unexpected one. I didn't expect to find a Milwaukee tool that I didn't have, and even more so, a Milwaukee tool I'd not seen before. Don't think I've seen this in the UK at all. Quite often I'll be using one of these in a little cupboard or a cabinet or somewhere that's just quite dimly lit. So being able to just click one button and have a really nice bright light in the torpedo level, I think is an absolute winner. In my wall behind me, I have the original. So Empire is the brand that will have also made this one for Milwaukee. You can see they're the exact same. Empire make the bubbles, true blue bubbles in America. And you can see they've got the same style there. As you click it once, twice, and it kind of moves back and two. Quite a lot of tools from Milwaukee are made under license by other manufacturers. And you can see this one is definitely an example of that because they're the exact same. But it doesn't stop the Milwaukee one being a great tool and a great addition to the market, because from what I've seen, you can't get Empire over here. This is a brand that I've only ever seen in the US. So to have the Milwaukee light up level over here in Europe is great. Maybe we'll get it in the UK, but let me know in the comments if you've seen it. I had to go to the Netherlands though to find mine, and that is my number 2 pick. So that brings us to number 1. Let me show you. So that brings us to my top pick from the Netherlands, and it had to be Facom because in that store there were so many cool Facom tools. Which one won the top spot though? It is this tiny little beauty, but I think this is a great little tool and a really cool addition to my toolkit. So this is a 1/4" ratchet drive, but not your typical ratchet drive. You can use it like a normal one. This is a 1/4" hex drive, but you can turn the handle and it turns the head, which I just think this is just a great tool to add to my compact toolkit. I know that some of the really awkward slots to get to, you might be able to reach a stubby screwdriver down there, but you really can't turn it very well. So having something like this where you just turn in the handle and it's rotating the head, I think is a fantastic little tool and a really great quality one at that. So that for me was an absolute little beauty. And this was one of the items that Ramon showed me. He picked this out as one of his favorites and I couldn't agree more. Great little tool, great little addition to my toolkit, and a great little Facom tool as well. So happy days with that. That is my top 10. Let me know in the comments which one you'd have picked as your number 1. So all I've got to do now is cut all of these into shadow foam, and it's as simple as cutting around the items with a scalpel, peeling back layers of foam to create a perfect tool organizer. Once I've cut all the shapes in, I then go back and make little finger pulls to make it dead easy to use. And all the tools I'll be using come with our cutting kits, and they come free with most orders at shadowfoam.com. So if you do want to get your tools organized, head over to shadowfoam.com. So all that's left to do is get all of these cut in. So there we have it, all cut in and nice and organised. Took 11 minutes. And I've got finger pulls in there, nice little layout, and as I said, this insert fits perfectly in the Skil box. And to be fair, this Skil box has got enough depth that I could have probably about 4 or 5 layers of tools in there, and you can have your entire toolkit organised in one modular box. So there we go, that is my top 10 tools from Netherlands. Get your comments down below on anywhere else you'd like to see me visit and see if there's any quirky tools. And if you do drop a comment, you will be entered into the giveaway as long as you've subscribed. And I do read all the comments and I write back to as many as I can as well. So make sure you get involved, click the hype button, get this video hyping, let's see how far we can push it. Big thank you to this video's sponsor, and we'll see you in the next one.